Hello everyone, I'm Angela Lee Duckworth, motivational speaker. I want to begin by taking you back to a classroom I once taught in. A quiet girl named Amira used to sit in the back row. She rarely spoke. Most assumed she was shy, maybe even a little withdrawn, but after class one day, she handed me an essay that shook me. It was fierce, intelligent, raw. It held a kind of authority you don't expect from someone who barely raises her hand. That was the first time I realized how deeply we misunderstand what a female presence looks like, how we mistake silence for submission, emotion for weakness, and appearance for identity. We live in a world full of illusions, and perhaps none are more persistent than the illusion of the female. I'm not talking about women pretending to be something they're not. I'm talking about how the world projects expectations onto them, expectations that are so deeply embedded in our culture that we mistake them for truth. Strength in a woman is often softened to resilience, leadership is called bossy, and when she chooses not to fit into the script society hands her, she is dismissed as complicated, difficult, or worse, unnatural. This illusion begins early. We raise girls to be likable, agreeable, polished. We compliment their looks before we ask about their thoughts. We celebrate their compliance and criticize their independence. It's not that they aren't strong. It's that we've been trained not to see it unless it shows up in a way we already approve of. And yet, over and over again, women defy the illusion. They rise. They learn to speak louder. They invent new ways of being powerful that don't look like anyone else's blueprint. I've seen them lead companies, raise families, survive violence, build communities, and still be questioned at every turn. The world tells them who to be, and they tell the world, watch me become something else entirely. So what do we do with an illusion? We name it, we break it, we choose to see what's really there, because females aren't fragile myths or distant ideals. They are whole, complex, capable human beings. The illusion isn't them. It's what we've decided they're allowed to be. Society has long crafted a set of roles and expectations for women that often have little to do with who they actually are. From childhood, girls are wrapped in ideals and limitations that are handed to them as if they were truths. They are told to be soft, nurturing, modest, agreeable. They are praised for being quiet, punished for being too assertive, and labeled when they resist conformity. Over time, these repeated messages solidify into an illusion, a socially constructed image of what it means to be female, one that often excludes strength, ambition, anger, and complexity. This illusion is subtle but powerful. It hides behind compliments like she's so well behaved or she's very mature for her age. It masks itself in media portrayals where women are too often shown as love interests, caretakers, or background characters in their own lives. The illusion thrives when a woman is told she's too emotional to lead or when she's encouraged to be smart. But not too smart, confident. But not too confident. Society doesn't just create boxes for women to live in. It convinces them those boxes are where they belong. This distortion doesn't only impact how others see women. It impacts how women see themselves. A girl might stop raising her hand in class because she doesn't want to seem bossy. A young woman might shrink her ambition because she fears she'll be seen as selfish or aggressive. They learn to hide parts of themselves, not because those parts are wrong, but because those parts don't fit the illusion. And when a woman dares to step outside of it to lead unapologetically, to speak her truth, to claim space, she is often met with resistance. She is misunderstood, judged, or diminished, not because she lacks the ability or character, but because she challenges the illusion others have become comfortable with. The illusion is not about reality. It's about control. It keeps expectations predictable, appearances pleasing, and power structures unchallenged. But illusions only last when we agree to keep believing them. When we choose to look beyond appearances and assumptions, we start to see the fullness of women's identities. We see their leadership not as surprising, but expected. We value their emotion not as weakness, but as insight. We welcome their ambition as necessary, not threatening. We stop trying to fit them into predefined roles and instead let them define themselves. The illusion of what a female is supposed to be continues to fade each time a woman says no to a script she didn't write. Each time she chooses truth over politeness, growth over approval, and authenticity over acceptance, she dismantles a little more of the illusion. And with every illusion broken, we move closer to a society where women are not reduced to roles, but are recognized, finally, as whole. Even in the face of deep-rooted societal limitations, women have always found ways to resist, subvert, and ultimately rise above the illusions imposed on them. These illusions, crafted by centuries of tradition, culture, and systems designed to control, may have tried to dictate who women are and what they should become, but they have never fully succeeded in containing them. Throughout history, women have defied expectations in both quiet and dramatic ways. Some did it openly, leading movements, breaking barriers in politics, science, and art. Others did it silently, pursuing education in secret, challenging norms within their own homes, raising children to think differently. Their resistance was not always loud, but it was always deliberate. Every time a woman says no to being boxed in, to being reduced, or to being silenced, she chips away at the illusion that tries to define her. Today, women continue this legacy of transcendence. They become CEO, engineers, activists, artists, and leaders not by accident, but by pushing against the current. They write new narratives for themselves that have nothing to do with approval or permission. They build communities, lead protests, win elections, start businesses, and create platforms that amplify other voices. They are not waiting to be given space. They are taking it. What's remarkable is not just that women persist, but that they do so while still being underestimated. It takes courage to rise when you're doubted. It takes grit to succeed while being misunderstood. And yet, they continue to show us that the illusion is not a boundary. It's just a mirror that needs to be shattered. In their actions, women remind us that their identities are not confined by roles or labels, but defined by choice, strength, and the constant refusal to be less than whole.